Hello everyone, I'm really in the mood today to just sit and talk about books, like we're on a little coffee date. So no pressure, no structure, just vibes. So I have a stack of my favourite standalone books because sometimes you just need a complete story in one book. You don't want to commit to a whole series, you just want to be emotionally ruined and then move on with your life. These are all the books that either stuck with me for ages after I finished them or that I immediately wanted everyone else to read. So I had someone to talk about them with. Okay, so I'm going to start with The Last Letter by Rebecca Yarros. This book is generally one of the most emotionally intense romances that I've ever read. So the story starts with letters between the main character and her brother's best friend while he's deployed. And already from that, you kind of get this sense of like distance, longing, and things being left unsaid. Then when he comes back, it turns into this much bigger story about grief, responsibility, and kind of carrying the weight of other people. There's also a single parent storyline, and I think that's what really got me because everything feels higher stakes. It's not just about romance, it's about family and protecting people and dealing with loss as well. And the emotional pacing of this book is just a lot. Like it gives you soft moments where you start to feel safe, and when it just completely pulls the rug out from under you, you're not expecting it. I remember finishing this and just sitting there like, I actually need a minute. So if you want something that's very emotional, very character driven, and will probably make you cry, this is that book. Then we have My Oxford Year by Julia Whelan. I read this on my Kindle and this book is such a vibe. It follows this American woman who goes to Oxford University for a year, and honestly the setting is one of my favourite parts. You really feel like you're there. Like the descriptions of the city, the academic environment, the little day-to-day moments. It's very cosy and very immersive as well. And there's the romance, which starts off quite playful, lots of banter, a bit of tension, that kind of thing. But what I really liked is that the book also explores bigger things like ambition, expectations, and what happens when your life doesn't necessarily go the way that you planned. And again, this is one of those books that kind of tricks you. You think you're reading something light and escapist, and then suddenly it becomes quite emotional and reflective. It just has a really nice balance of being enjoyable and also so meaningful at the same time. Next up, I want to talk about The Theatre of Glass and Shadows by Corlett. This is definitely a quieter book, but in a way that really works. It focuses a lot on grief and healing and how people come back to themselves after loss or big life changes. And I think what stands out is how patient the storytelling is. Nothing felt rushed, relationships develop slowly, emotions are explored properly, and you really get to sit with these characters. It's quite introspective, so it feels more like you're experiencing the characters' inner worlds rather than just following a plot. And the writing is really gentle but impactful. It doesn't try too hard, but it still lands emotionally in all the right ways. I feel like this is the kind of book you read when you want something a bit more thoughtful and reflective rather than fast-paced. Next up, I'm going to touch on The Guest List by Lucy Foley. This is such a good I need something addictive book. It's set at this really glamorous wedding on an island, but from the beginning you know something has gone wrong, and then the whole book is basically building up to that moment. We get multiple POVs and each character has their own secrets, their own motivations, and their own reasons to maybe not be trustworthy. It kind of messes with your brain a little bit. And I love how the tension builds in this. Like every chapter gives you a little bit more, but never fully enough to figure everything out. The setting also adds so much. It's very isolated, a bit eerie, and it just makes everything feel more intense. It's one of those books where you keep saying just one more chapter and then suddenly you're halfway through it. Then I'm going to touch on The Switch by Beth O'Leary. This has become such a comfort read for me. It's basically about a grandmother and granddaughter who swap lives, so you get two completely different perspectives, one in the countryside and one in the city. And both storylines are just really wholesome in different ways. The Countryside one is very community focused, slow paced, lots of interactions that just honestly make you smile. And then the City one is more about independence, starting over and figuring things out. That is what I love about this. It's not overly dramatic, it's just very warm and character driven. This was my first book by Beth as well, and I will definitely be picking up more. You definitely end up caring about everyone, and it just feels like a really nice place to be while you're reading. Okay, Happy Place by Emily Henry. This one is very much about relationships in a really honest way. So in this, our main couple have broken up, but they don't tell their friends yet and end up going on this holiday together, pretending everything's fine. And the whole time, you're just aware of all of this underneath all the tension that's included in this book. What I really liked is how the book slowly reveals their history. Like, you don't get everything at once, you piece it together as you go. And it's not just about the romance either, it's also about friendships, growing apart, and how life changes over time. It feels very real and a little bit messy, which I think is why I connected with it. It's definitely more emotional than it first appears, and Queen Emily Henry, I will always read what you write. Next up, Hate Mail by Donna Marchetti. This one is just fun. It's based around these letters between two people that start off quite sarcastic and a bit mean, but in a very playful way, hence the title Hate Mail. And then obviously it develops into something more. It's very banter heavy, quite quick to read, and just really entertaining. I feel like this is the perfect if you want something lighter but still engaging. It's not super deep, but the dynamic between the characters is definitely what makes it work. And the final book on my favourite standalone books is The Seven Husbands of Evelyn Hugo by Taylor Jenkins Reid. This is one of those books that just feels very complete. It follows Evelyn Hugo as she tells the story of her life, her career, her relationships, and all of her marriages. And what I love is that it really goes into the complexity of her character. She's not always likeable, she makes questionable decisions, but I feel like as a reader you understand why. It explores things like ambition, love, identity, and the sacrifices people make to get to the place that they want to be. And the structure of the story, learning through everything through her perspective, it just makes it so compelling, and it's definitely one of those books that leaves an impression on you after finishing it as well. But yes, these are just some of my favourite standalone books that I have read in my time as a reader. If you've read any of these, please let me know what you thought, because I just love talking about them. And also give me your favourite standalones, because I'm always looking for more. I'm a bit of a commitment mode right now. I would prefer a standalone to a series. But yes, please don't forget to like, comment and subscribe to my channel. I shall see you in the next video.